Here's your market recap for Thursday, May 15th. Estimated daily livestock slaughter under federal inspection. Estimated cattle receipts for Thursday, 120,000, steady with last week, 3,000 less than a year ago. The week-to-date estimate, 459,000. Estimated hog receipts for Thursday, 481,000, 3,000 less than last week and a year ago. The week-to-date estimate, 1,914,000. Afternoon National Slaughter Cattle Review. Thus far on Thursday, trade moderate on good demand in the Texas Panhandle, Nebraska, and the Western Corn Belt. Compared to last week in the Texas Panhandle, live purchases 1 to 2 higher, mostly at 220. In Nebraska, compared to last week, live purchases early 1 to 4 higher at 229. Compared to last week, early dressed purchases 3 higher at 358. In the Western Corn Belt, compared to last week, live purchases 1 to 2 higher from 227 to 229. With the dressed purchases 3 higher at 358. In Kansas, trade limited on good demand, however, too few purchases for adequate market comparison. The last tested market in Kansas was last week with live purchases from 218 to 220. Looking at the daily box beef cutout values, choice cuts closed on Thursday at $349.90, up 54 cents. Select cuts at $339.18, up 333. That's based off of 77 total loads. 54 of choice, 10 of select, 3 loads of trimmings, and 9 loads of grinds. The choice select spread at $10.72. Missouri cash grain bids paid to producers. The daily trends for Thursday: soybeans 27 lower, wheat 8 to 13 higher, corn 3 higher. Corn bids in St. Louis 465, Kansas City 419 to 454. Milo in Kansas City at 359. Soybeans in St. Louis 1062, Kansas City 1031 to 1076. Wheat bids in St. Louis 523 to 528, Kansas City 518. Thursday's Missouri Stocker Formula consists of 8,144 head with a weighted average weight of 537.26 pounds, price value $394.17, a nickel higher than Wednesday. Closing futures on the Chicago Board of Trade. Corn contracts: July up 3 cents at 448.5, September down 2 1/4, 425, December down 1 3/4 at 438 3/4. July soybeans down 26.5, 1051 1/4, August down 27 1/4, 1047 1/4, September down 26 1/4 at 1029 1/2. July wheat up 8 cents, 532 3/4, September up 7.5 at 546 1/2, December up 7 1/4 at 568. On the Mercantile Exchange, live cattle: June 211.17 down 277, August 205.85 down 352, October 202.67 down 382. Feeder cattle contracts: May 296.17 down 340, August 295.82 down 615, September 294.62 down 635. Lean hogs: June $100.70 up 185, July 104.12 up 167, August 103.35 up 170. Looking at some of the stickout sales around the sale barns for Thursday: Mid-Missouri Stockyards in Phillipsburg having a sale on Thursday. A couple of stickouts there: 33 head of 587-pound steers at $388, 36 head of 534-pound heifers at $357. This week's drought monitor was released on Thursday morning, showing 15.10% of the state categorized as abnormally dry, 6.92% as moderate drought, 77.98% not included on the map. Of the included areas, it is mostly focused on the northern part of the state. Looking at the export sales weekly highlights: for wheat, net sales of 58,600 metric tons for the 24-25 year were down 16% from the previous week, but up noticeably from the prior 4-week average. For corn, net sales of 1,677,200 metric tons for 24-25 were up 1% from the previous week and 24% from the prior 4-week average. And in soybeans, net sales of 282,400 metric tons were down 25% from the previous week and 28% from the prior 4-week average. Let's look at your market recap for Thursday, May 15th with the Missouri Department of Agriculture. This is Caroline Carter. Have a great day.